Welcome to another weekly edition of the Best Way to Smoke News, sponsored by none other than Cali Gar. And this news is being presented by Serpo Jr.
Big J.
Yes, yes. And stepping right on to it, North Carolina medical marijuana bill clears second Senate committee. That sounds like some good news for the North Carolinians.
Yeah.
A second North Carolina state committee approved a bill to legalize medical marijuana on Wednesday, one day after it cleared an initial panel and shortly after a top house lawmaker said his chamber is positioned to enact the reform this season, despite blocking similar legislation last year. Excuse me, the Senate Finance Committee advanced the proposal from Senator Bill Robin, a Republican, in a voice vote. It has already received approval in the Judiciary Committee and will next head to the Rules Committee, which Robin chairs before potentially going to the floor. And that's kind of good coming from North Carolina, in my opinion. Because if they got funds coming to it, you got like both sides of the parties or whatever it may be, like agreeing to certain things. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they moving forward on something for the cannabis community in North Carolina.
Yep. Yeah, it's always a good push. You know what I mean? If they trying to do something, to help with that PTS, because it's a PTSD, because it's a lot of people dealing with that. Moving on.
Yes.
California launches $20 million grant program to support cannabis retailers. Regulators in California announced last week the launch of a new program designed to increase consumer access to legal marijuana in cities and counties that have not yet licensed cannabis retailers in their jurisdiction. Under the program from California's Department of Cannabis Control, DCC, up to $20 million in grants will be available to provide local jurisdictions with resources to expand access to regulated cannabis products in underserved areas. The Retail Access Grant will prioritize areas with little to no access to legal cannabis retail where national surveys find high rates of cannabis consumption in the hood. The grant program seeks to incentivize local best practices by prioritizing programs that support equity operators and utilize existing licensing and permitting practices. Man, that's always a good move. I just hope that money really get to the people that really need that shit, that help to get into the industry. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, real talk.
Yep. Moving on.
Mendocino growers ask California to address county's cannabis licensing. I wonder what that's about. Is it something kind of easy or is it something kind of hard?
Hmm.
And this is, what I'm saying, the MJ Biz Daily staff. A trade association representing cannabis growers in California, Mendocino County, has asked the state government for an urgent intervention in the county's licensing process, citing concerns that many farmers' license applications won't be processed by a July 1st, 2023 deadline. That's right around the corner, too.
Mm-hmm.
The Mendocino cannabis department and local government have failed to establish process capable has failed to establish a process capable of moving good faith cannabis operators toward state annual licensure. The Mendocino Cannabis Alliance claims in a February 8th letter to California Governor Gavin Newsom and State Department of Cannabis Control Director Nicole Elliott. The letter charges that by by the July deadline, the Mendocino Cannabis Department will have licensed only 256 prioritized marijuana operators in the county, implying that nearly 70% of Mendocino's 841 current operators have no path forward to remain in the legal market, according to an accompanying news release.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like what I'm getting up out of this, it's like some people is like moving forward with certain stuff and some is not due to certain hardships or not. It's just it appears to be the the slowness of the county, or the state's committee or whatever it may be to approve these licenses. So the ones that gets approved, it seems as if like, all right, we got these, and they're gonna put the rest on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's seeming like to me.
Right.
I'm gonna let some of you in with these licenses, probably just to see how it's gonna go, and then the rest of y'all, like we just finna like, But the people of Mendocino, they like, nah. You know what I'm saying? It appears like the way y'all moving by our deadline, ain't nothing gonna happen.
Ain't
You only
nothing.
finna hit
Yep.
a fraction of us. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So before the deadline hit, they causing waves. So, shout out to the Mendocino County residents in that cannabis community right there. Keep up the good fight.
Yep. For sure, I could dig that. Moving on. Californian pot producers parent company and Gold Flora to merge. February 22nd, TPCO Holding Corp., better known as Parent Cup and privately held group Gold Flora, announced an all-stock merger on Wednesday that would help strengthen their presence in California's cannabis market. TPCO shareholders will hold about 49% in the new company. That's almost half. While Gold Flora shareholders will own the remaining 51%, which gives them the majority. For the y'all that don't know, the deal is expected to close before the end of the third quarter. Datchers will become chairman of the merged entity board, and Gold Floor top boss Laura Holcomb will be named CEO and the combined company. After the surge in the cannabis sales during the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic, the industry in the United States is showing signs of slowing down in the face of regulatory and economic challenges. So, you know what I'm saying? With that, it's like these two companies is coming together to try to make something happen, to try to build a bigger program or something like that so it can run to open up different opportunities and shit, though. So we'll see, man. Moving on.
MJBS Daily, cannabis business make a push to showcase black-owned brands. Hmm, that's nice, nice.
Yes, it is.
Josephine, inside Josephine's and Billy's Apothecary styled marijuana store on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in South Los Angeles. Several cannabis brands are prominently displayed and labeled as black owned. A tall glass showcase centered along the back of the store and homage to black jazz legend Josephine Baker and Billie Holiday, as well as the reefer friendly speakeasy tea pads of their day. Futures products from the likes of Queen Mary of LA, Oakland Abstracts, and Black Star Forms of New York. Whitney Betty, co-owner of Josephine's and Billy's and Social Equity License, is trying to pay it forward by providing a platform and shelf space for black-owned brands. She also she's also catering to price-conscious African American consumers in the neighborhood of others who have been underserved and largely ignored by the marijuana industry in general and cannabis retailers in particular. Now, with that, it's like what I'm getting from that one right there. It's like you're gonna get a quality product, a good quality product, a friendly service. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like you don't have to break your pockets. You know what I'm saying? You may have to spend some money, but you may not have to spend that much money. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So it's like they showcasing the black brands, medicines, the cookings, like the growing, all of it, you know what I'm saying? It's like they provide the avenue made just for that and catered for